Welcome to the Home Services Home Show where you learn everything you need to.
And a whole lot you don't.
That's for sure. So we wanted to address a question that we received in the comments from one of our last podcasts, and they were talking about water management.
Yep.
And it was specifically from landscaping. And admittedly, this whole thing started from me talking about my garage drains. Then it got into questions about French drains. And then it somehow moved on to people arguing about French history. Facebook's kind of a weird thing. But anyway, I think
We all
I
know.
don't think anybody's feelings were hurt. But anyway, they really wanted to know about drainage and landscaping. And the one thing that we know is that is very important, but it starts where?
On the roof.
It starts on the roof with your gutters.
Right. And in springtime is the most dangerous time.
It is. Why? Why is it worse in the spring?
So when the ground's frozen, water can't soak in.
And first of all, in the winter, it don't rain.
It don't rain.
Typically.
But typically, where does the snow end up when it's outside your house and snow drifts? Right next to the house.
Right next to your house.
Right. So what happens is that ground is frozen solid. Water really can't soak in. But there's a crack between your foundation and the dirt from all the years of settling and that kind of thing. So there's a channel that allows water to go right on your foundation. So if you have a foundation problem and I put water there, it's a really big problem.
You know, it's funny. Over the years, we both sold gutters a lot and then, have our own companies. And I just remember going to people's homes and they didn't have any gutters.
Right.
And they're always like, we never had water in our basement ever until this year.
Right.
Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
For sure.
It will eventually happen. So you mentioned that gap.
Yep.
There's a little gap.
Yep.
And over time, it dries out, especially in the winter, right?
Right.
Freezes, pulls away from the foundation a little bit. Water will find the path of least resistance. And over time, water getting in there, freeze thaw, little micro cracks start happening. And eventually, it gets in the basement.
Right. And that's a bigger problem.
So that's why we've always been, a huge proponent of gutters.
Right.
But even more so is I think people are always kind of amazed at when our guys will come out. It's not just, slap a cover over the gutters and hope it works well. No, it's
a system that's got to work for your entire house.
Correct. But one of the biggest parts of it are the downspouts, where they are, what way they're facing. I mean, we've all heard neighbors being in fights about our downspouts are facing, you're flooding my yard, stuff like that. Sometimes we can fix that. Sometimes we can't.
I remember I was at a bid on Netflix when I was in White Bear Lake, back when we sold at Lindis. And I'm measuring this house up for gutters, and he wanted leaf guard, and he was like, I just know I want leaf guard. And I spend this time putting his downspouts together. See, he had negative grade, so it means he had negative slope going back at his house. I'm like, we gotta put the downspouts in the right way.
Yeah, we can run the downspout out in the yard, but if it's just going to come out the end of the downspout and come right back towards the house, well,
no good.
That doesn't good.
So he kind of got frustrated. I was like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to engineer a system? I'm like, yeah, actually, I kind of am. Like, I'm trying to make sure that if you make an investment in your gutters up there, so you don't have to clean your gutters again, the water comes off your roof. It's got to get down to the ground. And the last part, it's got to get away from the house.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I never thought that much into downspouts. I'm like, well, that's why we do what we do.
It's so important. Like, it goes without saying that gutter shutter is not going to clog. No. It's going to handle all the rain you can throw at it because of its size. But we have to get it from the roof into the gutter, down the downspout. So once it leaves the downspout, it continues to go away from your house and your foundation
forever.
Because I've ran into situations where they had different gutters put on, but they made it worse. Right. Like, go from a house that has no gutters now to a house that has gutters with negative grade. Now, instead of the water coming off the roof and distributing equally all over the place, now you're channeling it into one area where it's coming back to the foundation. That's real bad.
There's a lot of basement repair people that fix a lot of houses in our area because of the clay soil, and it's never cheap. It's $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in foundation damage.
A lot of work. I remember a job that we did. Oh boy, this is back in the day, 14, 15 years ago now. But they had really, really bad grade in their yard. In fact, like, their house was here and the house behind them was like up here, so the yard went like this. And I remember telling them, this downspout on the back of your house, we need a 10-foot extension on this. And they were just, there's no way. We don't need a 10. So you need a 10-foot extension. I'm measuring this out because I know that if we get it 10 feet away, it is going to go away from your house. Right. Well, then we had a historic rain. Like, I want to say we had like 8 inches in 12 hours. I mean, it flooded
It was
everything.
wet.
Like, unfortunately, like people actually died. Like cars it was bad. Well, I got a call from them, flooded their basement. And I'm like, "What? There's no way, Leaf Guard can Leaf Guard. I mean,
Yeah, well,
edit that
back
out.
back in the day.
Back in the day system, right? It could handle a good amount of water, right? So I go there, and sure enough, I go in their basement, like it's all wet. It's never happened before. Well, of course, we had never had 8 inches in 12 hours.
Right.
And I look out the egress window and I go,
Where's the extension?
"Where's your extension?"
Ah,
Well, we took it off for mowing. It was just in the way. That's why
right.
your basement flooded, and that's where all the water came in. So to answer that listener's question was, water management with landscaping, extremely important to make sure that you got a positive grade going away from your house.
And you have to engineer the system. A gutter system has got to be a system. It can't be a gutter and it can't be a downspout. It's got to be a gutter system that's thought through from the time it comes off the roof to the time it leaves, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, and so with gutter shutter, it is a full system.
Yep.
That's what we do. And sometimes people are like, "No, my gutters are fine. My gutters are fine." Well, here's the thing. If we're going to back it up the way we do, and the way we back it up, lifetime workmanship guarantee, lifetime no clog guarantee, literally anything's wrong with it.
We'll take
You
it.
call us, we'll take care of it. We can't just slap a cover on your gutters and go, "Hey, hope it works."
Right.
But if it doesn't, don't call us.
Right.
We actually do have a cover system. But 90% of the time, we can't use it because the gutters that are up there
Right.
sloped improperly, downspouts are in the wrong place.
Inadequate, yep.
It is a system, and we have to engineer it properly. Then it comes down to the ground. Now we worry about landscaping.
Well, yeah, and in this time of year, that people are in kind of a critical as we look at the middle of February, end of February here, where we're sitting. There's time that we can still put new systems, new gutter systems on people's homes before those big, heavy springtime rains come.
With gutter
They
shower
always
is not
talk
a
about
problem.
April showers bring Mayflowers or flooded basements, one and two, right? Like it's either one.
Well, yeah.
But so if someone says, "Hey, I have a house that's kind of problematic. Can you fix it before the weather?" The answer is yes.
Mhm.
We install gutter shutter all winter long. I mean, obviously not when it's 10 or 15 below degrees, we're not installing. But
No, but
we
on a
can
nice
install.
sunny, it's Wisconsinites. Man, it's 20, but at least it's sunny.
It's balmy 20. Right.
At least it's sunny and the wind's not blowing. I mean,
Yeah.
we have low expectations.
So we can install through February and March, and even
Yeah.
and then obviously April we're off to full speed. But if people have a house and they say, "Hey, I need help. I kind of put it off last fall. Can I get it done this year before the storm and the rains?" Yes.
Absolutely.
You give us a call. We'll have a guy come out. We'll have a person come out, guy or gal, and they'll actually design a system for you.
Mhm.
And then you know that you're putting a system on your house that's going to take care of the water through completion, not just parts and pieces of it.
Mhm.
You'll rest way more. You'll rest assured. You'll be much more confident that it's done and done right.
There is nothing worse that I can imagine than knowing if our gutters don't perform properly, we will get water in the basement because we have thousands of customers like that,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing more gratifying than selling them gutter shutter, putting it on their home, and getting the first big rain, and then getting a review call from them saying, "I didn't worry about it last night. They worked. I didn't have water in my basement first time in forever." Because people want to finish their basements. They want to do stuff down there, but there's so many people that get water. I mean, with the different types of soil that we have, especially in the spring, like you said, when it's frozen, you have a negative grade. It's not soaking in.
Yep.
It's running down your foundation and possibly making it into your house.
Correct. Yeah, home show season is notorious for we install a job and then we have a home show and they're at our booth that next weekend saying, "My God, I love you," giving us hugs, like you saved our house, like you saved like that peace of mind it's incredible, and that's what we do. We make people's lives better.
Mhm.
If it's with a roof, or if it's with gutters or insulation, like that's what we do. We make people's lives better.
I always get asked, "Well, how do you clean it?"
You don't.
You don't. They don't clog. It's the weird, we really don't. Well, you'll clean it if they clog. Yeah. Well, how do you clean it? You don't. They don't. They really don't clog.
No.
Gutter shutter is a phenomenal product. It also doesn't have to. Nothing has to go underneath the shingles. Hence, that's really what allows us to be able to put this up when
This
it's
time of
cold,
year.
This time of year. With other products, you've got to make flashings and things have to go underneath the shingles. But we know that when shingles are frozen,
They break.
we don't. They break, and you do more damage than good. It's not even worth trying. So we can help at this time of year. We can help before the spring rains come. But it's the biggest, so again, going back to that question one more time, water management around the house comes down to grade
Mhm.
and does the water go away? And in spots where you have a negative grade, we just need to make sure that we're not dropping water there.
Right.
And we see that all the time. But the way we do it, we can re engineer the whole thing. We can shift water to different parts of the house,
Mhm.
and get it away from the home, give you peace of mind.
Yep, absolutely. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait until May, because then the helicopters come, then everybody's calling, and then you're in trouble.
By helicopters, he means maple seeds, not like, you know, helicopters.
Everybody knows what helicopters are.
Whirly birds, helicopters, spinny things. They clog stuff up.
That's right, they do.
So
So awesome. Well, hey,
I think that's it.
awesome.
So water management is extremely important, but it starts with your gutters and then it goes down to the ground. But the great thing is if you call Larson Keeney Home Services, our people aren't just going to come out, measure your gutters, and give you a price. They're actually going to walk around, look at the landscaping, look at the grade. If you've got underground drain tiles that your downspouts go into, we need to make sure that they actually work.
Yep.
Some people just shove the water into them and they're clogged and whatnot. So it's a whole system, and we take responsibility for it once it's on your house. So
Awesome.
give us a call.
Cool.
Thanks for watching.
Until next time, guys. See ya.